Hi, and welcome to the Underground Scene. I'm your host, Camilla Carvalho. The Underground Scene is a show for local Bostonian bands and also other bands out of state, which hopefully we'll get to see on the show. Today our guest is Lannen Fall. Hi, how are you guys doing?
Great, how are you?
I'm good. Okay, first of all, who is Lannen Fall? How did you guys come together?
Okay, well, I'll start. Well, we came together originally, me and Jay met through a mutual friend and started a band. And during that band, we met Ryan, and the three of us started Lannen Fall, and then found Horse, and that's the short gist of it. You guys can add to that?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
How did you guys exactly come up with the name Lannen Fall?
Well, we got that from our original bass player. He's just like a really good storyteller. Yeah. So he had this crazy story about one time, he was driving somewhere and he saw this street called Lannen Street, and he always wanted to use it in a band name, and we were like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So we just kind of tossed it around until we found something we liked, because we didn't think just Lannen was going to be sufficient.
If you guys had to define your genre of music, what would it be?
I just say rock. We're rock. We're definitely pop influenced for sure. We've all grown up on pop, but I mean, everyone has their own influences mixed in. Like me and Ryan listen to everything from blues to whatever, and Matt likes punk. I know that. Horse so it's all kind of a collective.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I think every musician grows up and is influenced by usually like one or two genres specifically, and then as you play and you play more and you get older with music, you broaden out, and so everything kind of comes together.
Yeah, who would you say, what bands or musicians inspire you?
Individually, I mean, I listen to a lot of Jeff Buckley and Butch Walker and stuff like that. I used to listen to Van Halen and Queen growing up, so
The reason I picked up a guitar was because of Green Day, which is funny because I don't really listen to them anymore. But now I enjoy them, but I went through a long period where I didn't really listen to them at all. And I'm looking back on that now, like, when I used to just be little and I would just play like 3-chord Green Day songs, like a little punk, and like, not that I was punk at all, but then I went up through and, got into like blues and metal and, playing the guitar, technically like a musician.
Yeah.
And then, I always listen to pop music. My parents listen to the Beatles and, classic rock radio and stuff. So I was super influenced by all of that as well.
Matt?
What was it? We were asking what specific
bands
Yeah, musicians.
Well, like we said before, I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of punk and just like a lot of alternative rock. There's a lot of really well-known drummers in those scenes, and that kind of shaped at least drumming for modern music, I think. But specifically, it's hard to say. I mean, I throughout high school, I was a big Blink-182 fan. A lot of pop punk, and but like I said, since then I've broadened, had more influence. It's hard to say specifically, really.
Yeah. Horace?
I suppose when back in high school I was similar to Matt. I really liked Blink-182 a lot. Probably the first band I ever really got into actually was Pearl Jam, which is not really close to Blink-182 at all. So it's a little different, but I don't know, I guess a lot of different things like that.
How has the music you play shaped the individuals you have become?
Question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think.
And we have time to think about it too.
I think when you start to play music, any scene you're in has an inherent culture to it. So being that we do play, pop, rock and roll, it's pretty straightforward, I would say. So it keeps us out of trouble to a certain degree, because other scenes like hardcore, and metal have reputations.
Yeah.
You either become a part of that or you fight against it. And there's bands doing both, which is great. There's a lot of Christian hardcore these days, which is very, proactive, or, posycore back in the day. We're hardcore, we play fast music, we play, crazier music than you, but we care about our community more than you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's shaped us, it shaped me personally, just in a almost like it helps me feel normal, while still being able to be a band guy.
Definitely, you get to kind of be yourself and kind of, do that whole thing.
I think for me, especially this band, having the opportunity to play as much as we have and play with as many bands as we have, I definitely think it's sort of helped mature myself as a musician, as well as like a songwriter and a performer. Like, you just learn a lot from doing, and like being in like a full-time band, really like it changes you. I mean, it will change me. I think it will change everybody in a good way. Once you start doing that full time, it's just it's sort of a different ball game than just playing like with your friends when you're learning your instruments and stuff.
Yeah, to expand on that, I guess we became a full-time band, sort of like an escape, I suppose, from like everyday life. Like, we get to just go out and have fun playing music and going places, meeting people, seeing different things, and it's pretty awesome. So
what's your favorite songs to play live?
favorite songs.
New ones.
Yeah.
Whatever's
It's funny 'cause
newest.
a lot of bands, might get nervous about new songs, like, oh, we haven't played this much yet, but we have fun with it. Like, we're excited when we get a new song ready to play,
Which ones?
To be named.
Yeah.
We're working on a whole bunch of new songs right now, and we just, like, we've played a couple of them out at shows lately, and just, it's fun,
But I guess out of songs that are out, I guess probably Dead Air is probably
Yeah.
majority of our
The high
majority of our
energy ones,
favorites.
I think, are the most fun to play.
For me, it kind of splits up. It's either, like they said, a high energy song, because, people go crazy no matter what.
Yeah.
But then anything older that people really know and really like we have a song, Woke Up Screaming, we've had for a while, and we play that, and a lot of people know us. It's amazing. There's 300 people in front of us singing along to this, it's awesome.
What would you say your best live experience was?
For me personally, I'll say that when we opened up for Panic at the Disco at the Songus Arena, I mean, we had we had our own dressing room. It was amazing, like playing in front of 3,000-4,000 people on an arena stage. That was not every band gets to do that. So
Yeah.
They were really receptive to us. That was really
Yeah.
cool, So you got to play to a crowd of, that enjoyed you, whether or not they knew you already, but there were people there. There were some familiar faces at the show, which was awesome. But that's probably the best part, I think, is seeing that many people but still knowing a few of them. So you're kind of sharing it with them as well, because they've been a part of it before. So you're in this crazy situation, and I hope it's just as crazy for them to see this band that they've seen before, up on such a stage.
yeah, they see you at a little church, like a year before that, and then they're seeing you, so 60 people to 5,000 people. It's probably a big jump.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think, one of the best parts is growing as a band, but also growing with your fans. Like, we going out and playing as many shows as we do, and touring as much as we do. You develop, like, you get to know a lot of people, because we're not playing that show for 3,000 or 4,000 people. It doesn't happen every day. That's happened once in our career so far, and so they can appreciate it, like they said, as much as you can, and it's cool. It's cool to get to know your fans, especially because they're fans for a reason. They like your music or they like your songs, and it's a nice feeling when you can create something like that, and they can share it with you. So.